What's up, Breaker fans? This is Rafael from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of The Breaker New Waves Chapter 128. And yeah, after a long month, which felt like two to me, it's finally back, and it's 30 pages this week as well, which was good. There was no fighting, so before anyone gets upset about that, but the talking was very, very good. I did enjoy reading this. There was like a lot of emotion and a lot of like you might as well say political talks on bribery, things like that. A lot of mind games was going on in this chapter. But yeah, I'll get right down to it. If you guys remember last time, Shi-Woon was woke himself up, even though he had the 1,000 needle restriction technique put on him by Ju-Sensik, and Ju-Sensik realizes in this chapter the reason why his ki flow hasn't been blocked is because the vessel tip hasn't been blocked, which is apparently the area which has a high chance of transformation. So I'm assuming that has something to do with the overhaul rebirth thing he had. So he's forgotten to like basically block that part, and he attempts to go do it, but Elder Con stops in and asks him again who won this duel, and he, as usual, he's basically with his devious ways, he lies and says, I won. It's like, look at Shi-Woon now, he's more or less brain dead, there's no way he won. And just as he said that now, he's coughed up blood, lots of it, and that's when he ridicules him more, saying, do you think pulling out one needle wasn't going to affect you? It's like, look what one did to your body just from pulling it out. What do you think will happen next? It's like, if you do it again, you're gonna die. But Shi-Woon continues. He's just like a soldier, you might as well say, completely solid head and not affected. He says, I haven't lost, and he completely ignores Ju-Sensik. And then yeah, Ju-Sensik explains. He says that Shi-Woon has the rumor or the legends are basically in the Mirim world. He was blessed with the overhaul rebirth technique, and no one seems to believe it, especially Elder Quan. But he says, even I haven't believed it, but it's just like, it's true, I've never seen it before, but it's there, this is it, because he's, because of obviously all the abuse he's taken now, his body's reformed. I'm sorry. And yeah, so he says to Shi-Woon, this is when he starts trying to bribe him, he says, you can become much stronger, you know, with this if you come with me. You very strong if you decide to give up now. He's like, you know, just give in to fate and temptation. He's like telling him to just calm down, live, and basically come with me and you'll become much stronger than you did before. And Shi-Woon, he collapses to his knees, and everyone's like, no, like, especially Jin-Lee, like, thinking he's given up. And one of the elders was saying he has to, look how much he's been fighting. We even have Elder Quan admiring how much he's, like, what he's done so far, all this, like, you know, this solid will he's had up to this point. And he's basically, he has no, you know, grudge against him or anything, like saying, oh, why have you given up? He's happy that he's managed to do that, and he's proud of him as a Gaju. But instead of basically giving up, the next thing we see needles flying, and he's basically pulled them all out. And he says to Elder Quan, he knew that he was going to come, he's glad he did. That was the reason why he kept on for so long. He owes his life to them, and he can't run away as a Gaiju, so obviously he wants to pay them back. This is what he's been doing, especially after Elder John died. He's basically got this solid thought that he owes the SunWoo clan, and so he's all the needles are out now, and basically he's blood is just sprayed everywhere out of his body. It looked like he just died, and everyone is shocked. And he says, as your Gaiju, Elder Quan, I'll tell you, the SunWoo clan never choose defeat. And he gets up and he's like in a pose like that, he's ready for battle. And Ju-Sensik's like, what is with this guy? It's like it's not his ki that's weird and frightening me. It's like there's general fear and that he's feeling from Shi-Woon right now. That's what's you might also say vibrating or radiating off him, is like this force that is making him so frightened. He's like, how can I be so scared of this boy? And then he's like, no, I can't think of that now. And then he once again he tries to convince him. He's like, don't you want to be the strong, like get stronger, don't try and kill yourself. It's like just because of pride, it's like you can be the strongest in the room, even stronger than your previous master, the nine arts. It's like, don't do this. And Jin-Lee tries to convince him as well, because she was crying saying, don't, you know, Shi-Woon, you'll die. But Elder Con says, you know, shut up, the Gaju still fighting. It's like he asks again who won. And Ji-san, he's saying it doesn't matter, it's like we need to save his life. And Elder Con's like, it doesn't matter if we need to save his life or not. The Gaju has basically said he will choose death over defeat before anything proceeds. So then this is the part of the chapter I enjoyed the most. He basically starts shouting to all and ordering to all the SunWoo clan members. He's saying that observe your Gaju's end, and basically, like he said, put this fury and like embed it into your heart. And he said after this Shi-Woon has passed, he said we'll hunt down and punish everyone who was involved with his death. And it's like vengeance to the last man. That was really sick, man. This is the kind of devotion and loyalty they have to Shi-Woon now. And everyone's like, all their soldiers, like Jong-Il won and Ju-San-Sik, they're thinking this is a bluff. There's no way they would do this. And Jong-Il one's like, I can't believe this kid is doing this much damage, like to the entire Murim society. It's like it's shaking just because of this little brat. And Ju-San's still like, this is a bluff, I don't believe you. And even if it isn't, you think I'm scared that the Murim will go against me. It's just like, you remember who you're going against. You know, I'm the doctor, basically. And but he says what was it, he doesn't have any ulterior motives. It's like to any of the decisions he made so far. And it's like he says he's lost. He didn't realize that Shi-Woon, the SunWoo clan's Gaju, was such an incredible Gaju. And that's where it ended. And you know what, I can't complain about this chapter. It was really, really good. It was in my opinion, it was a good restart or resume to the series after a month. It looks like this guy's gone away. He's done a bit of research. He's basically moved the plot along a lot. Like, I thought it was going to be a drag on. I really did think it was, but no, he's pretty much put down the points of Shi-Woon's development. The whole SunWoo clan acknowledges him as their guide, and they respect him. They're willing to fight to the death for him. The Murim world is scared and know who he is and acknowledge him. From the looks of it, Ju-San-Sik respects him now. He was even willing to train him and master that technique, the overhaul rebirth, basically to its fullest to make him stronger. And yeah, even John Lewon, he's like, the whole Murim world's shaking. And yeah, Shi-Woon himself as a character has developed a lot. He's not just obviously physically, but mentally. He's no longer that little coward boy that we knew in the first series. He's become a man, you might as well say, and a brilliant Gaju for the SunWoo clan. So yeah, a lot of things were wrapped up, and then in the end the fight was finished, and Ju-San-Sik even had to admit defeat. He gave in and said, yeah, I'm done. So that was really good to see. After this chapter, I think it's making me think that New Waves is definitely on its way out. Part 2 of the Breaker will be finished, and I'm assuming part 3 will be starting. So that's all I can think is the next few chapters are probably just going to be like maybe Shi-Woon learning something more before the series ends. You know, like just clearing things up, and then part 3 will hopefully start soon. I can't wait for that. But I can't remember who said it. I think it was Tom Atkin. He did say that Shi-Woon might learn some techniques from Ju-San-Sik. Maybe that will happen, because Ju-San-Sik seems more like he's got more honor rather than like, oh yeah, looking to gain his own goals kind of thing. Like in this chapter anyway, because before it looked like he was on the experiment thing, but now it looks like he is a bit more honourable. So who knows what we'll see, but I definitely think New Waves is going to be finished soon. So yeah, that's all I can say about this chapter. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of good dialogue in it. Can't wait to see what happened next. So yeah, you guys know the usual. If you got anything to say, leave your comments as usual, and your opinions for what will happen next. Also, leave us a like if you enjoyed the video, because it helps us out, and subscribe for more content in the channel, and I'll speak to you guys next time.